Hey, welcome back to Twin Cities Live. Have you ever been going about your day and then you smell something and it immediately stops you in your tracks?
Cheeseburgers.
Oh gosh, if we had one right now, you're immediately brought back, right, to maybe a memory, there's a person, a place. If that's you, you're not alone.
Oh, our sense of smell is so important. Smells have an extremely strong link to your memory and to your emotions. So Dr. Karen Ryan is a licensed psychologist with Nystrom Associates, and she joins us now to talk about it. It's so fascinating. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty of what our sense of smell is and what it's doing in our bodies.
You bet. So smell is when there's a chemical, a little particle in the air, goes up in our nose, and then it next goes to our olfactory bulb, which is kind of the very front of our brain, right up in our by our nasal cavity.
Boy, you can just drop that in conversation. My
olfactory bulb.
Sound like a real party.
And my olfactory bulb has 400 receptors in it, and so those are those little lines coming down, and they're neurons that connect directly to the brain. But those 400 receptors are what help us pick up all the nuances of smell and are extremely sensitive.
It's so fascinating because I've heard that our sense of smell is our sense that is most directly related to conjuring up memories, even more so than if you looked at a picture of something. If the smell hits you, suddenly it's not a linear picture, a flat picture. It's like an experience that you're taken back to. What the heck is going on there?
So what the heck is going on is our olfactory bulb goes directly then to our limbic system, or the middle part of our brain, our amygdala and our hippocampus, which are directly involved in memory and emotions.
You're very
So
smart.
everything else goes to different parts of our brain, of course, but the scent, olfactory, or smell, goes right to this emotional part of our brain. And so it's very much tied to our emotions and our memory. So you're exactly right. Like 75% of our emotions are connected to smell.
That is fascinating. Yeah. So, okay, if people are, this says people are 100 times more likely to recall something due to their sense of smell over their sight, such as a photograph, over hearing something. And think about how, like, a song can transport you, but your sense of smell is even more
Here's a weird example for you. If I see a picture of my grandmother, and she's still alive, but if I see a picture of her, it's like, oh, there's grandma. There is a smell that I've occasionally got that is her basement. And I then remember childhood. It's not like, oh, there's grandma. It's, oh, I'm at grandma's. I'm downstairs. They've got the kennel. There are the dogs. There's going to be dinner later. It's really something.
You're exactly right. That's exactly what happened to me just recently. And so that's because when it goes directly into that middle brain, that's part of our fight or flight or response. So sometimes we have a reaction and we don't even know why. So you do, oh, it smells like grandma's basement. But sometimes we have a response and we're like, what is going on? Why am I feeling either excited or calm, or why am I feeling kind of anxious? And oftentimes it's a scent that triggered it.
So you can use this in a really wonderful way. So because it can trigger those pleasant memories, those wonderful memories. So give us some examples of how we could maybe intentionally incorporate some of those into our lives.
Yeah, so if you think about aromatherapy, or you think about a certain type of lotion that you really find enjoyable, you love the scent of it, you can put that on and then do relaxation. And the more you pair those two things, when you smell that, you're going to be relaxed. We can use positive scents for grounding and relaxation. If we're feeling overwhelmed, we can sometimes smell something that makes us feel calm or we enjoy, and that, because it kicks in that limbic system, helps us calm down. Students can eat a peppermint, smell a peppermint, and then use that peppermint again when they take their test, and that can help them do better, literally.
I do love that peppermint oil. I have peppermint oil in the makeup room. The other day I was making Ben smell it. I was like, let's do this before we go on the show.
You guys are taking sniffs of peppermint before you come out?
Very exciting.
Dr. Ryan, do you think someone's gone too far if, hypothetically, they purchased a cold air diffuser system that you actually hook up to your HVAC in your home so that the scent goes through every vent? Because I did that. Do I have a problem?
Did you enjoy that?
I'm still searching for the right scent, but by and large, it's a real positive because I want the scent to be everywhere.
And research shows that it can have a 40% impact on your mood. So if it makes you feel better and it's throughout the house, 40% of the house is feeling better.
It is funny too, though, like how I think when you're young, you especially get attached to those scent memories, because when I was a kid, my mom would always wear two perfumes from Estee Lauder. She would wear Beautiful and she would wear Knowing, and her bathrobe smelled like both of them combined because she'd spritz them on. And so if I smell those, that is when I really am transported now, even though she hasn't worn that in years and years, but it still reminds me. So is that true that it's solidifying more when you're young? Or is it just always? Maybe I just am attached to that.
I think we're attached to it, but that's a good question. And I think the more you have associated with it, so what we know is our smells become more and more refined. And so every time you smelled it and connected it to her, that memory became stronger and stronger. So probably because you had so many positive memories with her, in that scent.
Because that was really when I lived there.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, we can focus on the positive all day long.
Right.
We could talk colognes and diffusers and all that kind of stuff. That being said, if it can trigger a good memory, it can certainly trigger a bad memory. I would have never thought of this, but talk about some of the negative connotations that can come with this.
Yeah, what we'll see sometimes in therapy when we're doing some trauma work is especially if somebody has been wearing a type of cologne or perfume and that person has been abusive, that smell can be really triggering. We have the example of lilies here, which are beautiful flowers, but when I smell them because they've been at difficult funerals for me, I immediately start to feel sad.
Really?
And it reminds me of that time.
Wow.
And so it's really being sensitive to yourself that if you have that emotional reaction, be like, oh, my body's doing what it naturally is supposed to do. I can help ground myself and remind myself I'm not in that situation, or work to remove that scent as much as possible.
So you were telling us in the break that in therapy sessions, and I guess I've never noticed this in therapy, that there is no scent. You guys don't wear perfume, you don't wear cologne, because you would never want to inadvertently trigger something in someone.
Yeah, that is absolutely something that a lot of us practice. So no, like being really thoughtful of hair products, being really thoughtful about perfumes or colognes or even air diffusers, where we might think it smells wonderful or it's really calming or beneficial, but that can be really triggering. So we try to have as trauma-informed as possible.
It's fascinating.
That might be the nail in the coffin as to why I won't ever make it as a psychologist. Because I couldn't quit that stuff.
You couldn't quit.
Can we switch the cologne for Elizabeth? So this is something that I brought in that I thought maybe wouldn't irritate you. This is it's a knockoff. I didn't pay full price. And is a knockoff of Joe Malone's Wood Sage and Sea Salt. I wondered if you might like this. It's a little more hippie-ish and a little less high school.
Smells like the earth, you know.
Does it? Yeah.
I like Joe Malone things, and this is, of course, Steve's got the knockoff.
That's Jim Malone. It's Joe's, distant relative. I couldn't go all in on the Joe Malone.
Oh, I like that. But other examples?
So the other examples for me personally are like hand soap. And so there's two different hand soaps. So one, when I use it, if I randomly pop it reminds me of when I worked at a group home. And I can picture the group home, I can picture the residents that I worked with, the staff, and it brought me back to the kitchen that I had not thought of and visualized in years. And the other fun thing that happened was I was cleaning out my basement and I found my old scratch and sniff stickers from 1989 that I had saved in file folders and protective sheets.
As you should have.
I found them, and when I scratched those,
that's great.
I was back to my childhood bedroom with the wallpaper and the duvet and everything.
It's really fascinating. Coast's hand soap for me, it's my grandpa Scott. I remember him immediately, his bathroom upstairs.
I love talking about these things.
Stuff.
This is really great, Dr. Ryan. Thank you.
My pleasure.
So Nystrom Associates provides care in the fields of psychiatry, family therapy, psychology, and a whole lot more.
If you happen to be struggling with stress, anxiety, depression, or addiction, reach out to them and do that today. We've got more Twin Cities Live coming up after this.